Good morning. Welcome to the Vibrational Actor. I'm your host, Sean Robert Grant. Reverend Sean Robert Grant to you. I'm like, yeah, I'll just leave it in there as I do my thing today. This is not Heart of Christ, but hey, everything is Heart of Christ. So why not? It's so funny because I'm trying to get that thing to count down at 30. And it never gets started on time. It's like 27, 24. I was like, who counts down from those numbers? But I guess I do in this case. Anyway, yes, welcome. This is not Heart of Christ Ministry. It is the Vibrational Actor. And what I've been kind of figuring out is I want to give more insight on the books that I've written. So I'm doing like certain videos here to kind of give you a little bit of a sneak peek as to what you can expect whenever you get this book, and then soon to be available, The Powerhouse, Become a Powerhouse in Auditioning. Happy to say Vibrational Actor is number 5 in the new releases. It was number 1 for a few days, number 3 for a bit of time. And I'm just happy and grateful for that, because it's all about helping other actors and actresses and performers, right? Because if we can do that, bang, we on point, right? So with that being said, today is just kind of another step in the direction of giving you elements that will help you to succeed. And so before I get into that, all I really want to share is this. When it comes to success as an actor, success is defined differently by many people. But what I do not want you to fall victim into, and the reason I say this is because this can really steal your confidence. It can hurt your self-esteem. It can do a lot of damage, because I have been at that point where you start to compare yourself. You start to say, well, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. And that is dangerous, right? It's dangerous to your career. It's dangerous to your confidence. It's dangerous to anything you decide to do within this craft. With that being said, I want you to know that success, fame, and fulfillment are completely different things as it relates to being an actor, right? So I can sit here and let you know that I've done over 50 different projects in acting since I started 13 years ago. To me and myself, I'm a success and I'm fulfilled, because when I do that, I'm happy. I'm not compromising myself in any situation. I decide what projects I'm going to do, and I take the time to think about them and consult my inner guidance, right? And that, being able to have a choice and not act out of desperation, is what I feel like makes me a success, because I just don't jump at the opportunity to do something because I'm desperate just to get a job. No, I take time to think about it. I say, does it work for me? Does it fit with me? Does it fit with my type? Is it coinciding with my life and where it is right now? I go through all these things to ensure that it's a right job for me. And that makes me feel like a success. And it will do the same for you. And if you get fame along the way, congratulations. If not, it's not about that. As long as you can work and work without having stress, without feeling like you're being cheated, without feeling like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this, yada, 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 blah, 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 you're good. You can be fulfilled and you can have success as an actor, right? Never get into acting for fame. Never get into acting for fame, because you're going to compromise your self-integrity and your self-respect, without question, if fame is your motive, right? Fame is completely good, but don't let that be the driving force. Let the driving force be the love that you have for the craft. And that is why I wrote this book, because the love I have for the craft, right? So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pin a comment. There we go. Let's do that. There we go. We just pinned the link to the book. If you hadn't picked it up just yet, it's available on Amazon. Like I said, I made it super, super inexpensive to ensure that everybody had an opportunity to get it, Well, and it didn't post there. So let me do this real quick for you guys. Just give me one quick second. So what I did was, it was basically an opportunity for me to make this book available for everyone, right? Especially because a lot of times what happens when we put ourselves into a place and we say, well, this is too much, we can't afford it, this is not something that is in our budget, this is not something that we feel like is conducive to us, devoting that much to it. And I thought to myself, like, I never want to give any excuses, or I just don't want anybody else to have any excuses about what it comes down to as far as, can I afford this or can I not? Okay. So with that being said, it's available $8.99 in paperback, $3.99 in there we go. Just close that up. There we go. A lot of times, when you move the price out of the way, everyone else, I lost my train of thought there because I got all kinds of stuff happening. When you move the price situation out of the way, it allows people to step into something that they didn't normally think that they could or would, right? And it allows them to have access to it. And I think that's very important. And that was part of my divine process as I got into this, right? And so I'm happy to say that I was able to do that, and it's exciting because for $4, your entire career could change. For $9, your entire career could take off. Or it ain't even about taking off, but you being in a place to where you can become a greater, more fulfilled, successful performer by your definition, not by anybody else's. Okay? So, with that being said, let's do this. Let's move into what we have planned for you. So, powerful elements to success as an actor. Remember, success is your definition. Success is your own definition about how you're able to be fulfilled as an actor and actress, as a performer as well, right? You have to find out, okay, what does that mean to me, right? And so when I began to write, I'm like, well, what does success mean to the vibrational actor? And immediately it started off with the idea that I can be happy doing what I love on the highest level, regardless of what is outside of me, right? I can be happy on the highest level, regardless of what is outside of me. So if I'm not in a situation where I am, feeling good about going to set and feeling good about the project I'm working on, what's going on within me to cause that? The vibrational actor does the work to ensure that you won't have to be in this place, right? To where you're doubting yourself, to where you're wondering, well, why am I here? Why am I doing this, right? You're in a place where you're not chasing down jobs that don't fit you. And I've said that a couple times. That is so important to know, that you always have a choice. You always get to choose what it is that you're going to do as a performer, right? Let's get into this. So, powerful elements of success, and these are unconventional. These are not what you're gonna find when you go to your standard Hollywood class or anything like that, or New York, wherever you are. They're just not going to, likely, in most cases, they're just not going to give you these. And so the first one is intuition. And I got a story for you that actually happened today. I was literally, out doing some quiet time and really connecting. And I get this call that I have an audition today, and it just came out of nowhere, right? I had an audition. And so the message was, can you come and audition today? And if you know me, I don't like being rushed into anything whatsoever. Anything. I always make sure that I consult my inner guide before I act on anything. And that is something that has transformed my life in such an amazing way. And it's transformed my career, because what I realize now, is for my career. I am in. I am. At the Popeye there, I am in control is what I was trying to say. And I'm in control because I listen to my intuition. I tap into my intuition. So when I get this, of course, I'm excited, but then I'm like, okay, don't get too overly excited. Get the details. What is the commercial about? When is it shooting? How does it coincide with my life? Right? How does it fit in with my life right now? And then so as I get more and more information, then I can go take a minute, sit with my inner guide, connect, see if it's right for me. And the very first thing I ask is this right for me? Is it in my highest good for me to do this, right? Because I want to make sure whatever I'm manifesting, it is in congruence with my heart first, because that from there, everything will fall into place in the most amazing way possible, right? So it has to resonate with the heart first. So if I know it resonates with the heart, then, okay, I can move forward. So out of these times, what time should I go at the best? What time would I be at my best performance, right? And I'll receive that from my intuition. And I'm doing this all through this sort of silent time, connected place that really feeds me all that I need to know from a standpoint of divine wisdom. And I use that, right? And in using that, I always come out in a way to where I am prospering within not just acting, but in everything, because it's all line upon line, precept upon precept. There's a level of spirituality to this that really helps you to not get in over your head, that really helps you not to lose energy, right? That's the craziest thing you find with, even early on in my career, I just blindly went and did stuff, and this is something else I talk about in the book. Like, I just got tired of just going to auditions for the sake of going to auditions. Like, I told myself, I'm not desperate. I'm not desperate to get a job. I am a fantastic enough actor. If somebody really wants me to participate in their film, they will convey that when the time comes. So case in point, this morning, use my intuition. I was doing my quiet time, as I was saying. I know I got a little sidetracked. And I got this call, and they told me about all the different things that were happening. And immediately, my ego, so to speak, says, okay, run home, get ready, take a shower, get ready, drive to Miami, and go audition. But then I'm like, wait, no. So my higher self, my inner guide, really tells me to process. And that's when we go through the intuition. And that's when we sort of decide, okay, what's best for us. And then I realized, you know what, I'm a little tired today. Like, let me see if there's different times. And I realize there's different times to go to the audition. Realize Monday's available. And so I say, okay, maybe I'll do Monday, and then I'll figure out what time does my guide want me to go at. 1:45, perfect, 1:45. And then after all of that has ensued, I contact the casting director and I say, I'm going to come in on Monday at 1:45. And she says, great, see you then. And there's a level of peace. There's no anxiety. There's no, I gotta cancel every single thing that I plan to do, this video included. Excuse me. There's all of a sudden peace in the moment. I'm in control. I can do what I need to do and move forward from there, right? Intuition will do that for you. Intuition will always do that for you. Always put you in the very best place and position, to the point where even if it doesn't seem like it's physically working out, it's working out behind the scenes for you, right? So with that being the way that it is, always follow your intuition. That is the number one element I feel like that has contributed to every bit of success in my life, be it writing, be it fitness, be it acting, be it ministry, be it speaking, whatever it is. It's always about inner guidance. It's always about intuition, divine guidance, whatever you want to call it. It is that is the number one element of success. Okay, moving on. These are big letters today because we only got so little words. Relatability. All right. So when we think about relatability, how relatable are you to other human beings? Right. And this is big. So There's an aspect, there's an element. I like, as I've been editing these two books, I'm trying to figure out what is in which. But I know that I talk a bit about how, you know, to be able to relate to another human being, to be able to relate to someone who's casting you, it puts you in such a better position to succeed. Why? Because we're humans. And what do we move towards? We move towards the people we can relate to, right? We move towards the people that resonate with us, right? We move towards the people that can resonate with us. We move towards the people that speak the energy that we're exuding. And it's like that with every single human being that walks the planet, right? Now, it doesn't have to be forced. You just have to listen, right? Stay centered, stay grounded, speak when you're spoken to. If not, offer encouragement. Like, for me, relatability is just kindness, and it feels good to be kind. So I don't mind being kind and having relatability be an added aspect to that. That is so overlooked, right? A lot of times, if you're fortunate enough, you work on sets where everybody gets along and everybody's fantastic, but then there comes a time where you have to deal with an individual, albeit an actor, a producer, whoever it is, who is really difficult, and you forget how important relatability is, right? Because here's the thing. We're all running the same race, just in different lanes. So if we can help others to understand that we know exactly where they're coming from, right? If I walk into an audition and I know they've been casting all day long, I may say something small as to, well, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. And I genuinely mean that, but it's like, yeah, I know you've been sitting in a chair for a few hours and it's like a drag and you're ready to get out of here. But at the same time, I can relate. So I'm going to let you know that I can relate, right? So it's small things. And the beauty of this doesn't just work in acting. This works in life. These are like life principles that you can bring to your acting that enable you to rise higher and to move without feeling like you're in competition with anybody else. It's just you being creative and using what you already have, right? So relatability, it's just meeting people where they are, meeting other actors where they are, meeting the director where they are, meeting the producers where they are, being wide open. And remember, listening, right? Being completely open, completely attentive, and listening, and just being yourself. All right. Number C, which ties into, we just talked about listening, 100% focus. So there's truly nothing that gets in the way of someone who has a strong level of concentration and who can just fixate onto stuff and tune everything else out and just do it, right? That, just as much as intuition, relatability, that will contribute to success on an insurmountable level, right? Because here's what happens when we take 100% focus and we put it in. When I take 100% focus and I put it into this video, what happens? All of my energy goes towards producing a product, a gift that can be used by anybody who watches it, because I am 100% dialed in. I'm not over here on my phone. I'm not over here looking at the birds outside and saying, oh, what's that? I am here now with you 100%, giving you everything that is being resonated in my energy field to come out towards you so you can benefit from it. 100% focus. I'm all there. My phone rings in the background. I may hear for a second, but I'm dialed back in, right? The only time I'm not is when my cat gets up and he has to come outside. He has to come inside or go outside, and I got to let him out. Other than that, I'm 100% dialed in for the most part. But And we talk about how it's concentration. And you know what concentration does? You know what focus does? Everything that's not needed falls away, right? It just falls into oblivion. And all you're focused on is what you're doing at that moment, at that time. And it becomes a situation of true and utter excitement, of zoning. If you've ever been an athlete, you get into the zone. I was on set the other day, and like I zoned in to the world that I'm in. And what's amazing is you do it long enough, you can zone in for a few takes and then just step out, right? Relax. And then once it's time, you get back into your center and you zone back in. Why? Because when you're 100% focused on what you're doing, you're always going to produce your best work. When you're 100% focused on what you're doing, you're always going to produce your best work. Whenever you got an audition, it is so very important to not be distracted by anything at any point in time. This is hard for some people, but at the same time, if you can clear like a couple hours before and you just focus, and I'm not saying focus on, I got to get the job. Just stay focused on, I'm going to go here. I'm going to do the very best that I can. And I'm going to leave it right there, right? I'm going to leave it right there. 100% focus. And then when you're done, you know what you do? You just treat yourself to something, because it's that focus that more oftentimes than not, that's going to lead to your succeeding. It's going to lead to your success, because if all of your faculties are geared towards creating success for you as an actor, 100%, nothing, not going in and slating, and all of a sudden you're thinking about the bills you got to pay, or you're thinking about, what you don't have or anything like that. You're in there and you are in the moment, mindful, present, completely dialed in. That's when you will deliver your best work, right? Hands down, without question. All right. So that wraps up this seminar situation video, insight video. Like I said, my thing is just giving you more. It's giving you more insight, I guess it is. Yeah, right. More insight on what this book is about. And so for me, this video and the previous video you can see is on YouTube as well as Facebook. We're just talking about what it is you can look forward to when you get ready to read this. And this is a book I purposely made short because, one, I wanted to get to the point that I was trying to make, right? And two, I want you to be able to study these concepts and to have it. I've got this book, The Optimist Creed, and this book has become like my second Bible, because I read it all the time. And every time I read it, I go back and I learn more stuff, and I just indulge all this information into my consciousness, and it's made me a greater person. I've had that book for almost a year and a half now, and it's made me a greater person because of it. I've learned so much. It's pulled me out of ruts. It's lifted me higher. And that is what this book is about. That is what the Vibrational Actor, Heart-Centered Approach to Acting is about. It's about not only making you a great actor, but making you an even better person than you are, and giving you some techniques to really help you to be the very best that you can be. Why? Because you deserve it, right? You deserve it, guys. You're amazing. Don't let anybody ever tell you that you're not amazing, because you are amazing. You're phenomenal. And guess what? If you are acting, that means that the God in you wants you to do that. And there is a passion there. There's a drive there. There's a desire to be great. And I want to help you along the way. So with that being said, guys, let's do this. So if you have any questions about the book, you have any feedback, you want to give any type of reviews, remember, review it on Amazon. That helps us out a ton. But if you have any feedback you want to share with me, anything you want to ask about in particular, write to me at SeanG04@gmail.com. And yes, I will answer and correspond as fast as I can. Whatever it is, whatever it may be, just, feel free to contact me and we will rock out from there. Oh boy, I almost asked you for a seed. I almost asked you to sow a seed. It's habitual now. But no, I'm not going to ask you for a seed today. Not on the acting, only for the ministry. I'm not going to ask you for a seed, but definitely write to me, and we'll get on that and just enjoy it. Ultimately, the work goes in so you can enjoy it and allow it to take you to a whole nother level of performance. And I just love that because there's so many different elements of me and my soul going into this book, combined with my divine essence. And I just love that it's out there and people are able to benefit and learn and be their best selves from it. And it's exciting. So if you want to pick it up, there's a link in the comments. There's a link in the description. Paperback or Kindle, whatever you decide, have at it. And yeah, leave me a review if you find it benefits you. Definitely leave me a review on Amazon and we will go from there. And I'm sure this isn't the last video, but we will be back soon. That's all I got for today, guys. Happy performing. Happy Friday. Take care of yourself.